Hey guys, what's going on, man? It's been a minute since I did a comparison video, but I think I'm gonna do more of these actually because a lot of you guys have been viewing my other when I compared the iPhone 8 to yada yada yada, and I figured I'd do some more since you guys talk about it. But I just dropped a new beat on SoundCloud, so make sure you give it a listen. Now to start off, there's a main reason why I did this, but I'll get to that in a second. Now to start off, obviously the bodies are completely different sizes, including the screens. You have a 4-inch screen on the iPhone SE, and you have a 4.7-inch screen on the iPhone 6. Now on paper, the iPhone 6's screen is better, but I don't really, honestly, because the iPhone SE screen is smaller, you don't really notice the differences between the two. I mean, it does look good on the iPhone 6. The screen resolutions hasn't changed. It's the same resolution on the iPhone 8 as it is on the iPhone 6 and all those phones in between. But the moral of the story is iPhone SE screen isn't that bad either. Now performance wise, both of these phones are technically under the Apple slowdown performance thing through iOS 11. So they both are slowed down in a way, but it depends if it's on or off. Apparently they're both off on this, which makes no sense because the iPhone 6 is much older than the iPhone SE. But I did run a benchmark and you can see on the iPhone SE to the right, it's 121,726. And on the iPhone 6, it's 73,618. And you can see how big of a difference that is. Now the iPhone SE has 2 GB of RAM where the iPhone 6 has 1 gig. And what's interesting enough though is that both of them actually have dual core processors, but the iPhone SE is clocked a little higher than the iPhone 6, and the iPhone SE has a newer Apple chip than the iPhone 6. Now considering the cameras, I will be honest and I'm going to be unbiased as possible. The camera on the iPhone 6 is okay, it's not bad, but it's not really that crazy either. But the iPhone SE's camera is much better than the iPhone 6's. Now the iPhone SE has a 12 megapixel sensor where the iPhone 6 has an 8 megapixel sensor, and why the iPhone SE has a better camera beyond just the megapixel count is I can shoot 4K videos, and that is all enough reason for me to get it because I shoot YouTube videos sometimes with my phones, and if I'm in a pinch and I need to get a phone or something like that, having the capability of shooting 4K is awesome. The iPhone 6 can only shoot up to 1080p, and just beyond that, I mean, the iPhone SE has a pretty good camera. They both pretty much have the same front camera megapixel count, so there's really nothing to compare there. Now battery life wise, you would think that the iPhone 6 would have a better battery since it's bigger, but I'm going to say that the iPhone 6 is a bit worse in battery life than the iPhone SE. And the reason being is because it has a much better processor, so it's more up to date. It has a smaller screen, so it doesn't need to push all those pixels around and stuff like that. Even though the iPhone SE is more powerful, I just feel like it's much better. And it's interesting to note though that the underclock by Apple that they did with the battery life isn't even turned on my iPhone 6. Even though I've had it for so long, I'm surprised that the feature hasn't turned on because it's still saying that my battery is at 100% capacity, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Now a huge reason, and I said earlier, why I wanted to do this comparison was because Walmart, out of all people, are selling the iPhone SE for $159 through Straight Talk, which is not that bad of a deal, but they're selling the iPhone 6 for almost $200, which makes absolutely no sense. The iPhone SE is a much better phone than the iPhone 6 in my opinion. If you can get over that smaller size, which isn't even that big of a deal, you'll be perfectly fine with the iPhone SE. Now if your only choice is the iPhone 6, then by all means get it. It'll last probably another year, but the iPhone SE is just going to last longer than the iPhone 6, so it kind of only makes sense to get the iPhone SE even now that it is cheaper. Like I said, gaming and everything has been perfectly cool. I've already did a review on this. This is not a full review, but if it was between the two, honestly, I would choose the iPhone SE. But if you need a phone with a bigger size, consider getting a used iPhone 6s. It's pretty much the same thing as an iPhone SE, but I would just recommend that. I would not really recommend an iPhone 6 unless it's your only choice. But guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave that down in the comment section below. Let me know which one you would choose. Maybe some of you guys want the iPhone 6. I'm really interested in your opinion on that. Hit the like button as well. That means so much. If you guys want to see more comparisons or better comparisons or something, let me know in the comment section as well. Check out the links in the description, soundcloud.com/simplealpaca. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.